Well, I am so happy right now because it is day one of Worlds 2015, and I just watched Prolly lose in the World Championship on the very first day. How does it feel, man, to just watch your team get stomped?
How's it feel to lose? I've heard that question a lot from you.
Yeah.
Feels great.
Yeah?
Feels great.
I mean, okay, so being fair, you guys played against SKT, probably the favorite right now to win Worlds, at least one of the two or three. And you guys didn't suck, at least early on. So, kind of, you want to break it down for me? Did you expect it to do you guys to sort of show well early on?
Well, I thought we had like kind of a ace in the whole strategy that we weren't able to pull off. So when the game started and like we didn't get anything off level 1, we didn't get lane swap and it was standard. It was like, okay, so this was the worst case scenario for the game start for us. So I'm actually pretty happy with the way we played the standard lanes out because that's actually been like our hit or miss kind of as a team. So once standard lanes came out and they did like that Elise cheese and then we still came back from that, I was actually really happy. Like we were able to pull off like TPs correctly and like grouping and most of our strats like worked pretty well. So I think like the practice kind of paid off. Like almost everything we did in that game was somehow learned from Korea. Like a lot of that really wasn't stuff that we did, a month back. So I'm glad that like all that, scrimming and losing every single day against Korean teams is like kind of paying off. So I was actually pretty happy with the loss, which is funny to say.
You guys, it looks like you learned something going into it. All right. Now, sorry, just somebody ducked in, made a funny face. Never get distracted, but this
You should be able
happened.
to deal with funny faces a lot better.
No. Normally I can, but this one was very confusing to me because it was kind of like the wrap-up face when we just started, so I was very confused. So I'm just gonna keep going.
That's how people think of you. They're like, shit, he's here. Just all right, you're done with the interview, and they're pulling you out. I like that. I like the people here. They're smart.
So when you left for Europe, I was like, okay, this is gonna be hilarious. Probably gonna go over there. It's gonna be a disaster. It's like, I'd heard all this drama about you on previous teams. How's he gonna help lead one? And yet here you are at the World Championships. Was this an expectation for you whenever you transitioned over to Europe to coach?
No. I guess being such a good loser that I am, I was like, cool, we'll make like bottom 4, guys. Yeah. And then we started, made third and then third again. And it was like, oh, we're not that bad. That's cool. Maybe we can go to Worlds. And then Worlds hit and it was like, whoa, it's not as hard as I thought it was. I thought it would be impossible. So it was kind of all a surprise. If you asked me a year ago, I'd be like, I'm not going to Worlds, by the way.
Don't you find it interesting that now that you've stopped playing on the team, your team is actually doing better than it's ever done before?
No. If I played mid for this team, it'd be awesome. And Ryu would be coach. Yeah. And I would play all this awesome shit. Like Annie, I'm 2-0 in LCS. Suck it. Ryu doesn't play Annie, so better than Ryu. Ryu doesn't play Ziggs, better than Ryu. All their champions, Ryu wins. But I have those two, so I think I have a good leg up on him.
You know that you're slowly moving away from me so much so that he had to move the camera to chase you?
Is this like, what's the word? It's like subconscious acting. I just hate you so much.
Do you know any other languages yet since you've been living over here?
No, I can order taxis and say like, give me food in German. French? Nope. Suck at French. Really bad at French. And I only know insults in Korean from Korean solo queue and what Ryu teaches me.
Okay, very good. Yeah, I feel like becoming a pro player in Europe or North America, very good chance you'll start learning foreign cuss words because you're probably going to play with people that will only teach you that. Now, pretty much. I'm just curious because a lot of people kind of wrote off H2K once you guys ended up in this group. But what are your expectations? Do you think you can get out of groups?
Yeah, I think we can. Like the way it's always brought up is it's like a done deal. Like why even play Group C because it's done. And even sitting at like a 5 to 10% chance, that's still a chance. And looking at former Worlds winners, I think like giving like 15-20%. I think those are really good odds for a team like us. So we would really have to be taking a team 1-1, and then hopefully we would be able to win the tiebreaker. So being able to take him 1-1, I think, is a more possible thing to happen. But then winning in the tiebreaker is going to be kind of like another leg up.
Yeah.
But I did watch today's game, Ryu versus Faker. I'm proud of my boy Ryu. Yeah. He was bringing it hard. So I think next time we play SKT, it's going to be, I think that game's going to be ours for sure.
Okay. That's a very, very, very bold statement.
It's not bold. It's not bold at all. Okay. Ryu is like winning. I mean, Azir versus LeBlanc, all right, we'll be honest, like LeBlanc can get an edge in that. But if you watch that game, they had like Elise come mid 3 times, like Alistar was there. Like they put a lot of resources in mid lane for him never to really get a CS lead or get much lane control. The most he did was like push it into turret, which is what Azir does. So I'm really glad, like, yeah, Ryu was pretty resilient in that matchup. And although people kept coming mid, he never really gave up a free kill or like gave up too much lane pressure. Like they took mid turret with like 4 people or something. It wasn't like Azir solo took it. So I think Ryu's playing really well. And I think a lot of that is because he's going against Faker. So once we see Faker again, I think Ryu's going to be like, fuck that guy. Yeah. Can I cuss in this?
I mean, you just did.
Now?
You just did. Oh, I was going to comment, you seem more professional now. Usually by this point in time, you're saying, like, I hate you, and you're, like, doing some stupid jig, and you're doing all this, like, it's just, like, the interviews completely got off the rails, but I guess having, like, essentially children you have to take care of maybe matured you a little bit?
I mean, it kind of sucks in a way, because I like being an idiot. I think I'm really good at it. That's one of my talents. But being a coach now, it's like, fuck, if I'm an idiot all the time, I'm never going to get them to stop being an idiot too. So it's like, all right, I'm going to be a responsible role model and be able to lead these children. Yeah. And it's working out well, I guess. Yeah. But it's taxing on my soul. Because right now I just want to yell at you and call you stupid and take your glasses and do all this fun stuff, but I can't. Yeah,
thankfully, I just got the actually wrap up the interview look. So, yeah, exactly. So now we're actually going to wrap it up. Anything you want to say to anybody out there?
To the 2%, I love you guys. You guys are great. I called Ryu killing Faker, so good job, Ryu. Shout out to Ryu. And, yeah, let's see what we do the rest of the Worlds.
I feel like the 2% was just you and your mom voting.
Yeah, I mean, we had to log on a lot of computers to do it. Yeah.
Either way, this wraps up my interview with you, though I assume that later on it'll be even crazier and stupid whenever we do the next one, because right now you got to be professional. Either way, thank you for the interview, Prolly, and you can check out the rest of our coverage of all things Worlds at gamespot.com/LOL.